Aloha from Hawaii. This is Schamet Horsfield, and I am going to share with you a little bit about the mother wound. I thought it was appropriate to make this video here in Hawaii because she's so beautiful. When I think of the mother, she is the green, lush, beautiful garden with her jungles and her ocean and her flowers and just beaming with life. And to me, when I think of the mother, I think of the earth. I think of Gaia. I think of things that grow and love. I think of nurturance and I think of the bird song. And so when I'm here in Hawaii, I feel the energy of the mother so much in all of me. It's like the mother is alive here. I mean, just look around. She's all around us, the sky and the trees. And the mother wound is a wound that I feel affects all of us. Even if you've had the best mother in the world, I think the mother wound is deeper than just our biological mother. It is the earth herself. It is Mother Gaia and how she has been raped and taken from, and destroyed and just not respected, right? I'm part Native American, and I believe that we need to respect the mother. Like, she gives us life, she gives us sustenance. And, the Native Americans had such respect for the animals and the earth. If they, killed an animal, then they would thank the animal, they would eat and wear and utilize all of the animal. And to me, the mother wound is this imbalance, this misalignment, this disrespect, and a lack of honoring the beauty, the giving, the sustenance, the life that Gaia gives to us. And we've become so imbalanced that it has created dis-ease in the world, in mankind, in our relationship with the mother and with each other. And so to me, it is about getting back to the earth, getting back to establishing a relationship with Gaia, with Mother Earth herself. And yes, I am a tree hugger. I love to hug trees and feel the energy of this beautiful, beautiful planet that supports us in all of her different ways. And, I just made a video about the fact that I dropped my phone into the ocean, and lost all my credit cards and my driver's license and everything like that. It was also a surrender to this letting go of everything and then being able to be supported by the mother. I had this amazing conversation with a man at a coffee shop, and we talked about, surrender and what freedom really means. But he also talked to me about the mother. And I thought, wow, this is so poignant. This is exactly what I've been thinking about. And I told him as much. I said, gosh, I've been, healing from my own mother wound and reading about it and studying about it and teaching about it and just deepening into it. And he told me a story about how he laid on a hammock and he just asked to be reconnected with the Great Mother. And all this energy came back to him. And he realized how disconnected he had been. Even though he didn't have a phone or credit cards or anything like this, he let all of that material stuff go. But he still was not trusting Mother Earth to support him, to give to him what he needed. There was still a hanging on, a sense of control, a sense of, what do I need to do? What do I need to achieve? What do I need to be? What do I need to, this neurotic kind of like rah, rah, pushing energy. And this is also the mother wound, when we have a hard time not trusting that we are nurtured, that we are looked after, that the Great Mother is supporting us. And if you also have had maybe not such a great relationship with your biological mother or a mother figure in your life. It doesn't have to be a blood relationship. It could be an adopted mother, it could be an aunt, it could be someone that was motherly, but it wasn't maybe the best experience. Maybe it was even, abusive or things like that. That can impact your ability to trust that the great mother, Mother Gaia, the all loving, nurturing mother, is supporting you. And, if that is the case, if you're listening to this, then what you can do, which is what I've been doing, is remothering yourself. And I highly recommend it. It's a really beautiful spiritual journey. I have been remothering myself for a few years now, consciously. I didn't know that I had been doing it sooner, and I had, but now I'm consciously remothering myself. And it is about giving yourself the support, giving yourself the boundaries that you need, learning how to say no, learning when it's okay to say, you know what, I'll think about that. Or when it's appropriate to be like, no, that's not going to work for me. No, that's not happening. Right. So having really strong boundaries is a way of mothering yourself. And then, of course, loving yourself, right? Really loving yourself. And I've learned this through having a puppy. And, Snowy Starla has taught me how to mother myself through mothering her, and having my two children, of course, have helped me so much learn how to mother myself through mothering them. So it's actually been a long process that I've been on for a long time. But now I've found the words really to go, okay, I am remothering myself. And as I remother myself, giving myself what I need when I need it, being aware of my feelings and honoring my feelings, and asking for help when I need help, and loving myself, like really truly loving myself, even sometimes putting myself first. OMG, like if you're a mom, you know how hard that is sometimes, because we're so used to putting everyone else first, and then we go last, or maybe we don't even give ourselves what we need. So remothering myself is me going, you know what, actually I'm important, and I need to put myself sometimes first. It's a bit challenging when it comes to your kids and your partner and your friends and the people you love, but sometimes you got to go, you know what, I can't go out to that dinner tonight because I'm exhausted. I'm going to stay home. You all have fun. I'm going to go to bed early. Like, it can be that small. It can be just that, giving yourself what you need, not necessarily always what you want, but what you need, because that is true love. And really cultivating that love, you start to heal the mother wound. Now, some things to kind of be mindful of if you are suffering from the mother wound, it can be symptoms of that can be disassociation, not trusting people, not trusting yourself, not trusting that your needs are going to be met, being in a constant state of fear, and an energy that's a bit clingy, where you're constantly trying to get the love and the acceptance of others. So, people that have the mother wound, and I believe everyone has it to some degree, but if you have a big mother wound, you're always looking to be accepted and loved by a motherly figure. And when you don't get that love from that motherly figure, then you feel something is wrong with you. So it creates self-worth issues, confidence issues, not trusting your partner, not trusting other people, and this constant fear that you're going to be abandoned, that you're going to starve, that you're not being looked after. I studied childhood development, and that first 7 years of your life is so crucial, because that is creating a foundation for the trust, the confidence, the knowingness that your needs are going to be met. So if your needs were not met during that first 7 years of your life, then you have a mother wound. And it's not too late. It's never too late to heal. And I'm 50 years old, and I'm telling you, it is incredible when you start to remother yourself and begin to heal the mother wound. Because on the other side of remothering yourself and rebuilding that foundation, I know they say it's really important to do in that first 7 years. However, it's not too late. You can do it later. I'm doing it now. It's powerful. So there's an incredible book that I'm getting so much from right now called Mother Hunger. And I'll put it in the details of this video as well. It is a must read. If you feel that you have the mother wound and you want to be more aware of all the details of what that means, read this book. It is incredible. Mother Hunger. And just as it says, there is this hunger inside when you have the mother wound that you feel like you can never fill it. It's like a cup that you keep filling, but there's a hole in the cup and the water keeps draining out. And so, we fill it with food or alcohol or abusive relationships or some sort of addiction, to fulfill that, what's missing, right? We're trying to fill up that cup with all the things, whether it be food or alcohol or drugs or dysfunctional relationships. We keep trying to fill that void, the mother hunger, and it can't be filled until you heal that part of you that needs to be remothered, that needs to be loved. And another thing that's really been helping me, and by the way, when I read Mother Hunger, I'm still not finished with it, but every time I read it, I cry and I have this big emotional release. So I talked to a friend and she's got a big mother wound too. And I told her about the book. She goes, "Oh my God, Schamet, I'm reading it right now. But every time I read it, I cry." And I was like, "Me too." It's like, so like, So if you read it and you cry a lot, you're not alone. It's intense, but it's so good to be aware when you can actually give a voice and a reason to this feeling, this emptiness that you keep trying to fill. It starts to fill it. It starts to go, oh, okay, there's a peacefulness in awareness. So there was one other thing that I wanted to share with all of you that I have found very helpful in healing the mother wound. And for the life of me, I cannot say this word because I am not Hawaiian. Ho'aponopono prayer. I know I'm not saying that correct, but it's a Hawaiian prayer. This beautiful Hawaiian prayer was introduced to me by Tony Robbins. And we did it as a group, and it was so powerful. And so it's very, very simple. It is, "I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you, and I love you." Oh, look, there's a lizard. Ah! No, he just went behind that painting. "I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you." And you just say that over and over again, either out loud or inside, as you're thinking about either your mother or yourself or the planet or someone that you have been in relationship with and it hasn't gone well, and you are, in that place of forgiving and surrendering and letting go and healing. So I'm sorry, and like really meaning it though, even when you don't think you're wrong. And this is the key. You may not think you're wrong, but you still say, "I'm sorry," right? It's letting go of the ego attachment of needing to be right, because that gets in the way of the healing process. Because if you are pointing the finger and saying, "You're wrong, I'm correct," the healing's not going to happen because you're stuck in that ego state of blame and shaming the other person. And of course, some people, you could say they were wrong, right? But for the healing process, for the healing journey, it's like really owning up to whatever part, maybe even if you weren't wrong, but you're sorry that you've hurt them, you've hurt this other human. So it's, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And I will be straightforward with you. I don't like saying I'll be honest with you because that means, well, am I not being honest? I like being completely straightforward. It was hard for me. It was really hard for me to do this prayer because I did feel like I was right and the other person was wrong. But I realized how much I was stuck in my ego attachment and how that was never going to bring healing. And so I could feel it, and I cried a lot of everything releasing from my body. And they do say that forgiveness is for you, not for the other person. But I don't agree. I think it's for both. I think it's for you. I think it's for the other person. I think it's for the world. Because when you can truly forgive and surrender all of that and come back to a place, a center of unconditional love, whew, it's very healing. It's very healing for you, and it's very healing for the other person too. I think on some level they feel that. And so to heal the mother wound is to have compassion and love and forgiveness for our mothers as well, for our biological mothers or the mothers in our lives that maybe in our opinion didn't do it the way we would have done it or didn't give us what we needed. Because remember, there's this generational wounds and patterns. And so the mother wound also is very generational. So if a mother didn't get mothered, how do they know how to mother until they've themselves healed their mother wound? And the mother wound then just gets passed on from generation to generation. But when you can start to heal your own mother wound and have compassion, have empathy, have forgiveness for your own mother, for this planet, for all the people that are adding to this collective mother wound, then you start to heal the mother wound within yourself. And when we heal ourselves, we truly are healing the world. And so I hope this has helped you. I've been wanting to make a video about the mother wound for a few years now, and it just didn't feel the right, the right timing. I teach about it privately, but to come on here and do a YouTube video about the mother wound really felt very vulnerable. And it made me feel a bit exposed just because I am still in the process of bleeding from my own mother wound and haven't completely healed it yet. However, I do feel like I'm in this place here in Hawaii where I'm being held by the mother so tenderly, so beautifully, and dropping my iPhone and my credit cards and my driver's license into the ocean created this surrender inside of me, this letting go of being able to be held by the mother, by the great mother, to really feel her power, her compassion, her love, her forgiveness, her understanding. And it just feels like the right time, the aligned time. And I felt like I needed to do it here in Hawaii. And I only have one more day left tomorrow, and then I'm flying back to New Zealand. So it felt like the aligned time to really deepen into the mother wound and to communicate with all of you and to share what I have learned about the mother wound. Now, if you're still in a place of anger, you know what? There's a lot to be angry about. And I was there for years. And the anger, if you're not careful, can be quicksand. You know, it's important to honor what you are angry about. But if you marinate in the anger for too long, it does become quicksand, and it pulls people down. And from personal experience, that's what it did to me. I marinated in that, and it was like quicksand. And then the resent and the anger, and it gets all locked up. And self-righteousness comes out of it, and that ego, and that separation. And for me, I had to go, okay, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to be disenchanted. I don't want to be resentful, because the joy and the happiness and the peace was not there. It could not coexist with the anger and the resent. So as I began to forgive, by having compassion, by having understanding, and by having that self love and that remothering of myself, and being around other beautiful beings that are motherly, and understanding, having respect for people that are not, because not everybody is, like understanding everybody has boundaries too. I have been able to heal that mother wound. So, hand on your heart, hand on your belly, take a moment to just breathe. Don't know if you can hear the wind here. It's so peaceful. And the birds chirping. Just take a moment to give yourself love and begin your own healing journey of healing your own mother wound and remothering yourself, and having compassion and understanding for all the mothers out there that did the best that they could with what they have, because they have. Mothers can only do what they can do based on how they were mothered, and how their mothers mothered them, and the grandmothers and the grandmothers and grandmothers going back in the lineage of how they mothered. And there's different types of mothers. There's the nurturing earth mother, and there's the tough love mothers that we chose them for whatever reason. I really believe that. I believe everything happens for a reason. And we chose those mothers for whatever reason to learn what we needed to learn, so that we could be and become who we are. And, you know, I love Tony Robbins and his story of his relationship with his mom, and how it made him who he is. Like, we wouldn't have Tony Robbins if it wasn't for the fact that his mother had her own mother wounds. And he cultivated resilience and strength from his wounds, and went on to teach and inspire and motivate millions of people because of his mother wound and healing his mother wound. So again, if you have the mother wound, it is a gift. It is a treasure to be able to heal and cultivate the resilience that comes from healing the mother wound. And I do truly believe when we all can heal the mother wound within ourselves and each other, we can really start to create world peace on this planet, community, and make a difference on this planet, save our rainforests, and bring healing to Mother Earth and to each other. Sending you so much love, so much aloha, and mahalo from Hawaii.